Good morning everyone, my name is Chris with Two-Headed Wolf Gaming and welcome back to our East Engle campaign in front of Britannia. In the last episode we kept expanding and we kicked out Northumbria from our territories. That's right, our territories. We are about to do 2 siege battles. This one against Derby. They have quite a few troops, so they have a bunch of defenders plus these slightly depleted units, the slightly depleted army. And I believe that this... no, I believe we've seen... For a moment I thought we haven't seen this map before, but we definitely have. Maybe one of the things I'm going to do in the future, I believe I talked about it in the first few episodes. What I am going to do for the future is try to look inside the mods, see what the community came up with. Because modders can be absolutely amazing when it comes to games like this. A basic formation, start the battle. Let's push our siege weapons. Does the gatehouses have oil? I was actually thinking whether we should push one of these axemen to break down the gate. Let's push also our ranged units to start skirmishing with some of their defenders. And while doing so, bring the rest of the troops forward, getting them ready to jump in the fight as soon as we have a way in. Let's fast forward. It's a beautiful sunny day. Not in reality. In reality it's quite cloudy and it has been raining throughout the day.
Glory and plunder!
They've gathered a lot of the troops over here. I'm not sure what they are doing. But they have the archer, the javelin man, they have some archers and Danelaw spearmen. Level 3 Danelaw spearmen. And the rest of the troops here in the back.
The enemy reveals themselves. Axemen!
Now we're gonna keep hatching at the gate. We're losing a lot of troops, but I believe we will be able to, we will almost be able to break the gateway before these siege weapons reach the walls. Well, they've taken a lot of casualties. I'm gonna keep them just a little bit longer and then retreat them, replace them with some of the other X-Men that we have available. Actually, let's do that now, as soon as this oil attack is over. Perfect, we're going to retreat them, keep them to fight for another day. They did their job. So they're scaling. We're gonna use our troops now and push in. Let's push to the gates. Bring the rest of the troops up on the wall. These axemen already got in. They met a bunch of archers, so they're going to really take them out. Let's use the archers to push forward and take a shot at some of his swordsman cavalry. And with the javelin I'm actually going to attack his warlord. Maybe with all of them. I'll try to take out his general early on. See what's going to happen. Bring our cav closer. This depleted warlord is taking some damage. Uh, oh, they haven't opened the gates.
Ready!
Or they've opened the gates, we didn't manage to actually destroy them.
Javelins!
Well, that's
Archers!
just great.
And fire! Axemen! Spearmen!
Come on, let's bring them in.
With speed, warriors! Axemen! That nearly hit me!
The enemy's gates have been destroyed.
Perfect.
Got them!
The enemy gates have been destroyed. We can move in
Blast them!
and surround them.
Axemen! Axemen! Bring them! Cavalry!
Even bring our cav into the mix.
Smash them! Berserkers! Chase them! Hurry!
Let's take a look at this charge. The cavalry charge. I hope it's gonna be a cool one.
Smash them!
Oh. Better than expected, I guess.
Berserkers! Got them!
I don't think there's any other game to this point that does charges as well as Total War, the Warhammer Total War, or some of those. What was the other game? I haven't played Three Kingdoms as much, but I think that Three Kingdoms, Total War Three Kingdoms, had some good charges as well.
Horsemen!
It's really some of the coolest charges I still remember to this day are in Rome Total War, like when you brought the elephants in
Our general is under
and
attack.
just threw everybody around.
Javelins away! Get them! Horsemen! Hurry! Speed it up! Chosen by order! Ready for war! Get them, spearmen! Crush them! Steady, everyone! Where's the fight? Axemen!
I got a bit distracted. I think that's mostly the battle. Like they're resisting well because they have this tier 3 units.
Under enemy horsemen!
Let's use the archers, like put some flaming shots on them and break their morale. Because they're
Chosen by Odin! Smash them!
they're resisting for far longer than I thought they would.
It's a rout. Our warriors flee the battle.
That's it! Where's the fight? Spearmen!
So his javelins are running.
Blast them! With speed!
We won't be able to reach them, we don't have the speed for it.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Let's focus on his melee first. I'm dropping a few frames, and I'm not sure exactly why.
Bring them! Ready! Spare them!
Our men have rallied.
Axemen! Axemen!
Feels that I've underestimated this enemy. Either that, or I've played really poorly in this siege battle. Maybe a bit of both.
Battle orders! Swordsmen! Down them down! Axemen!
Let's split them
With
up.
speed, warriors! Got them! Retreat from the battle! Fear! State your orders! Quicken the pace! Up the pace, man!
Our men have rallied.
Crush them! Command us! Axemen!
Good.
State your orders!
There's only 2 troops left.
We have captured the gates.
We have captured the gates and destroyed the towers.
Ready! Run them down!
The enemy general is dead.
So with the enemy general dead, I believe that this was it. I left the cav too close to the walls. The
Our men have turned
towers-
tail and run. The
towers
cowards.
kept firing on them.
Dismantle their defenses! Where's the fight? Crush them!
I'm gonna put this on fast forward while we run after his archers. There. Battle over. And there you have it. One of the siege battles is down. We can liberate Huis. We're just gonna keep occupying. We're not gonna push into vassal, at least not with this playthrough. There is a certain faction, if I remember well, that there is a certain faction that gets bonuses from having vassals. I'm sure we're gonna get to it one of these days, so I am not gonna do this gameplay at this point. And if not, maybe we can do one of these games. Even if there's no great benefit in doing so, we will just change the campaign in such a way that it's gonna fit us to play with vassals. The best part of this, well, most games besides Shogun Total War, is that when you get too strong, your vassals don't just go ahead and join the other faction in the realm divide. They don't all move against you. I really disliked that part of the game, mostly because at least the Rise of the Samurai and Shogun 2, the base game, when you reach realm divide, like, you can work very hard on keeping your vassals loyal, and it doesn't matter in the end. There's no point in keeping vassals. For this general, we started putting points into commanding, into champion, so we're gonna continue to do so.
Enemy blood will flow.
This character has a few more open slots. We're going to bring in another Anglian champion. I think that's about it. We have to think at this point about our new general, whether we want to do something to improve his loyalty. We don't want to lose him, and we don't want him to create any problems for us. Let's end the turn, let's see what's gonna happen. And let's see, so Girth became insane. Eoric became more corrupt from having a mint or a martyr's mint, and the peacekeeper gained +2 to loyalty and +3 to governance from having 10 or higher public order. And that's really good, but Karl is also really old. Oh, that +2 to loyalty is not as good as I thought. He gained this authoritative, which gave him more governance and minus. Does this? Oh no. So from being authoritative, which is from having 10 influence, he gained -3 to loyalty. I even forgot about this. We look at our book of traits. We've unlocked a bunch of them. Maybe we will take a look through this book at some point. And maybe in our next campaign we'll try to look and see if we can plan something with it.
Plunder and glory!
Oh, what I wanted to say earlier, and what I started saying, is that I've started already. At the time of this recording, I started and even uploaded the first few episodes from the Battle Brother game. It's a really cool game. You probably heard about it before. It came out in 2015. And you have a band of mercenaries that you equip with weapons and armors, and you keep them alive as you level them up. it gives me the same kind of feeling as Thrones of Britannia in regards to characters gaining traits and skills, and you're putting points into them and you're developing them in a sort of a story kind of way. And if you've never tried the game before, I do recommend that you check it out, watch a few episodes, and if it seems interesting to you, go ahead and buy it. I don't think you'll regret it. It's one of those things where I'm not always sure about people's preferences, and I try not to give recommendations that I wouldn't believe in. But for that game, even when I didn't have time, because I never reached the end game content of that certain of any actually of the expansions or any of the base game, I played it multiple times. Every now and again, when I felt like I have a little bit more time, I would start a new band. And the first couple of hours especially, as you don't have to complicate, as things are not as complicated, the people are new, they are weak. It makes it really fun and really intense. And it keeps that intensity, this game keeps that intensity throughout the entire experience. There will be no point in Battle Brothers where you feel like you're steamrolling the map. As soon as you become a bit too overconfident in your troops, that's when you start losing a lot of them. And you'll put them into situations that normally you shouldn't, and you will lose them. So it's an exercise in patience and trying not to bite more than you can chew. And so do come check it out. If you do not have the time to play every day, or you are like me and you like to sit back and relax and watch people play, especially before bed, then join my channel and look for Battle Brothers. At this point of my YouTube career, so to speak, it's not hard to find. I do not have a lot of content. Good, we're ready to engage these troops. He has... So these male spearmen are level 3. These are going to be pretty strong, as we've seen in the last battle. These axemen are fighting sword infantry. Not the best matchup. Let's bring in the swords and climb the walls in order to help these troops. I'm going to bring the king up as well. Push a few more troops on this side. For the arrows, they're taking casualties, as always. Start firing on, not on the bowman, let's do on the javelin man. Although they do have some shields, so it's going to keep them protected from arrows. We have Gunnar over here. Let's use this metal ability, the metal, which is giving us extra attack, morale and defense.
The battle is turning in our favor.
It's really going to help us right now. Keep shooting the javelin man in the back. For the great axeman, let's bring them up the wall as well.
See, they flee before our might.
The troops at the gate broke. We're gonna push this advantage. We're gonna use a troop to follow them. And with the Anglian champions, we're gonna start fighting the archers, the X-Men, and some of the sword infantry that they have available on this side. I think we're almost done with this battle as well. Archers, they are quite depleted. I'm gonna move them away. I'll put spearmen into this shield castle. We haven't really used spearmen, we kept them mostly for cavalry. I don't think I'll upgrade them. I don't think we're gonna spend time researching. While the battle is happening over there, let's take a look at the settlement. Pretty beautiful. Like, we have these old Anglian crosses. And there's a town, there are kilns all over. And wood and farms. There's a huge tree here. Is this... oh, this is like a... maybe it's a cemetery? Doesn't look like it. It's probably some place of worship.
We have captured the gates.
Let's get back to the battle. As we are putting more pressure on them.
Axemen! Bring them! Got them! With speed, warriors! Spearmen! Hasten yourselves!
And I think that's about done. Let's fast forward it for a second while we clean up. Perfect. We've lost about 300 troops, they've lost about 1,000. And probably right now, if we occupy it,
We will.
his army is gone. No,
Not an option!
his army is still here.
March on! We
He's
cannot.
he's going to go and take this. I hope he doesn't sack it, although with one troop he's not gonna do much. Let's do technology, because we finished researching Honorable Leader. Honorable Leader now provides us with 13 fame. Any non-hostile outlander who respects the local laws should be considered an equal. Decreeing the fair treatment of all law-abiding visitors to our land will increase our standing among other kingdoms. That is cool. We're done over here. Let's take a look at objectives. Yeah, so we did manage to achieve the short kingdom victory for knocking out 9 for knocking out 9 remaining factions, and we have full control of Norfolk. Unfortunately, the name of our faction didn't change. Am I missing something? Is this not what used to happen, or maybe it's just for certain kingdoms? I'm going to have to look it up. For the long kingdom victory, we need to pick out 5 more factions, and I believe that this is, as I said, we're going to keep going for long kingdom victory. So let's level up Karl, the governor, put him a point into scribe. And for Gunnar, the general, I'm not we're gonna keep adding quartermaster on him, making him very quick on the map. We have a grandstand building, an assembly. It's providing us with 4 public order, +2 to influence to the faction leader. This is amazing, especially when our king will pass away and the heir is going to come into play. And we get +20 to fame. A place for all to gather to listen and be heard. So it's like a public forum. And if we upgrade it one more time, we get +3 to our faction leader. We're probably going to push to do so. We don't need a church over here. The buildings don't really go well with... don't go well with the church.
We'll pledge our service.
For our armies, we moved this one. The Thunder Hammers
In Odin's
are
name.
going to take over this settlement. Apparently,
We will.
Jerby has
By
a
no
20
means.
stack army right here to the south. Huh. I am curious to see what will happen in the area. For the rest of the buildings, we will keep them as they are. I'm not gonna convert, and we will focus on the Fame victory. Have that small objective in mind to do so. Going to cost us 5,000 to upgrade that abbey, and the Church of Saint Chudbert is going to cost us 3,600 for the extra income. And we are going to do so.
We'll see
We're
this
just
through.
gonna leave the money until next turn. As far as recruiting, I don't want to recruit anything at the moment. And we are going to push forward
Smash them.
in stock to take over the settlement here as well. With Guthrum, our king, we're gonna march him back home. And I think we're gonna leave it at that. Let's end the turn, see what we do on the next one. So he ran, that one stack army ran. The Lord makes his views clear one way or another. There is more to life than battles and butchery, and violent men would do well to remember that. Spiraling costs indicate that it may be time to prepare for peace. Once again, we can appease the church, providing us with less unit replenishment and extra cost for recruiting units, or we can go against God's will and receive -1 to loyalty and -3 to public order in all region. We'll stay to appease the church. With the armies that we have at the moment, it doesn't seem important at all, actually. On the available buildings, we have now a tanner, because we do produce fur. We can produce fur over here. It's going to provide us 10 extra income from commerce. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to leave this space open just for a moment. Let's go to North Reading and go from the cult of Saint Cuthbert to the White Church of Saint Cuthbert. I see. I think I said Cuthbert in the past. Also, for this area, we are gaining some food, we're gaining some trade. We are making money from industry and commerce, and a little bit more from commerce. So we're gonna keep pushing for commerce. Let's make this tanner. Not gonna be ultra important for us.
Glory
Let's take
awaits
this
us.
army out. And so another army bites dust.
Hurry along.
Faction destroyed. If we take a look at our objectives, it already counted it.
We pledge your service.
And what I'm going to do with Gunnar is actually start marching him towards these particular towns to the south. I'm going to use this smaller army to move to the north.
Onward to glory!
We're gonna make some changes and see how it plays out. I'm not really sure whether I wanna... Actually, I think I do. I do wanna push towards the south. I do wanna step in and take Derby out of the game, just so we can get closer to our final objective. So let's bring the army, let's park it inside the city for a turn.
For victory!
For Thor's armor, we are taking this final settlement. And change the small priory, the benediction priory, to a small one. I am not really sure on the religions of the time. I mean, I'm guessing that the Vikings worshipped Thor and came with that side of religion, and they met with Christianity, right? At the beginning, when this came out, there was religion implemented, but it wasn't well implemented in the sense that you didn't really gain any benefits from keeping your old religion, and they tried to push this kind of historic conversion, and you really had to embrace Christianity at some point, because otherwise you just incurred public penalties, public order penalties, and gain nothing in return. So it was a weird mechanic that was set inside the game at the time. That's all the time we have for today. I thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna take a quick break, probably push for one more episode for the day, as the end of the week is going to become pretty busy for me. So I thank you for watching, as I said, and I wish you all a wonderful day.